Too far is far. Let's see how that looks. This is so bizarre. Okay. I'll do that, and then hang with me, guys. We're just starting to adjust the view here for you. Technical adjustments, guys. Technical adjustments. And, sorry, I hope you're not getting motion sickness. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. As I get adjusted here, welcome to the show. My name is Charlotte, I'm going to be your host for the next couple of hours. We're doing 2 hours here. I have a blue screen here. Let me look at one thing here before I get going. There's a blue screen on here. I don't know what the heck it is. Never seen it pop up during a live. Give me a minute, okay? Ah, okay, never mind. I know what it is now. Let me get back to conversation here. Whoa. Okay, let me get back to the main screen. There we go, comments. Okay, all right. Now where we're supposed to be. These are always, this show is always an awkward start, isn't it? Okay, everybody, welcome to part 2 of my the Build a Yoda. But as promised, I finished off the gingerbread house, and it turned out better than I thought it would. My sister gave me some peeps, and so I had some cosmetic things to do to the roof on it, because the roof ended up, probably because it's a dollar store, it's a super dollar store item. The roof ended up like with a 1/4 inch of space in the middle at the top. So I was able to reinforce some cardboard, and then I was trying to figure out what I was going to put on top of it or how to cover it. And my sister happened to give me some peeps, so I put the peeps on it, and it turned out pretty good. As you can see, and I'll get as close as I can for you. I want to take some photos of this later and make a short out of it, but I wanted to show you that I had done it, and let me get a little closer to you because I don't want anything falling off of it either. But I'll get as close as I can to you guys. Okay? See, that's what it looks like. And something just popped off of it, but we'll deal with that. It's just one of the little things that goes up the center. I'll put that over here. So there's the front door over there. Well, yeah, there's I think that's the front, the back door is the yellow. And so I'll turn it around for you to show you the sides. There's the sides of it. Yeah. So the front looks like the back. Only the back, and I'll show you. This could be either front or back. Is with the blue frosting. And of course, the other side of the windows look just like it does on that side. So it turned out pretty good. And what I was able to do was my sister, again, gave me some little gummy Easter heads of the rabbit. And so I decided to put those on the edges of the roof and down on the bottom down there. So it turned out pretty good. And like I said, after the show, I will take some photos of it for you guys to show you how it turned out. What it looks like, the better look at it. The other thing we did, and I was really excited about this, is a few years ago, it's hot here. I've had the heat off for like hours, but it's still hot, especially under these lights, so excuse me. So the other thing I did was about, during the second season of The Mandalorian, Paz had come out with this stuff called Galaxy Eggs, and they were so cool. Real easy to make, but really, really cool. But the problem is, after that year, they disappeared. So I was looking for eggs, and all I could think of, egg coloring, and all I could think of was, gee, I wish I could do Galaxy eggs. I mean, even though I could have bought, there's a real easy way to do them. I could have bought food coloring, plastic bags, sandwich bags, and done it myself. That's all you use is food coloring. But I came across over at Safeway Cosmic Eggs. Same thing as the Galaxy eggs. Fantastic. I was real excited. So we made a little over a dozen Galaxy eggs, Maurice and I and Grogu. And I'll show you some of them right now. And then, like I said, after the show, I will, I'm going to take a break midway to put the eggs away because I don't want to get bad. But after the show, what I'll do is I'll take video and still shots of this stuff so you can see it easier. But I'll show you the Galaxy eggs. You got one that you can actually do, and this is new, where you could actually add sparkle to it. See the green sparkle? That's pretty cool. And the stuff, it takes a while for the stuff to dry. That's not quite dry. It's been since the night before Easter. And I'll show you some more. That's why I might take a short break right here after I show you these eggs to get them back into the fridge, because I think they're going to start melting and it's going to get ugly. So, okay, here's a purple one we did. Yeah, they're starting to melt again. So I want to do this as quick as I can. If you look at the eggs, you can see there's some really cool design on them. They're really fun to do. You just take like I said, you take the food coloring and you put like 3 drops of food coloring into a plastic baggie, and you take the dry eggs, the boiled dry eggs, and you drop the egg in there, and you touch it, swirl it around in the color. Then if you want a different color, because it comes up with a really cool design, right? Then if you want a different color to add to it, you let the egg dry, and then once it's dry, you drop it into another color. So that's what makes it so cool and makes these things unique. Like here's a two-tone one right here that we did purple, and we did purple and blue and some green in there. But like I said, I'm going to shoot better photos of these so you can see them. I'm looking for unique ones that you guys can see right away off the bat with this. Let's see. This guy, let's see, this guy right here maybe? But I do have to definitely put these back into the fridge because yeah, it's melting. It's really hot in here. So anyway, that's an idea of the galaxy eggs, and like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take some photos of them for you to show you guys. This one's kind of cool. So you can see it's got a dark color on there, and then it's got this kind of just, well, that one's open. Lunch. Okay, well, I'm going to take these back real quick, so get yourself settled, and then we'll get going on Yoda. Anyway, that's the galaxy eggs. One that's cracked now, but that's okay. And it rolled off somewhere. Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Found it. So I'm going to go ahead and run these back to my fridge. Guess I'll be having egg salad tomorrow. Okay, so like I said, after the show, I'll come in here and put these in here and take pictures of them. But right now, it's going to take me 2 trips, so let me run these back to the fridge because it is hot in here and the stuff is melting, so hang on. Give me a couple minutes. You can hear me talking. I'm just kind of wandering through my kitchen. If you hear a scream, I have a male cat who's very vocal. He loves to be heard. So if you hear a scream, that's generally what's going on. It's him telling me that he wants to be heard. And there's also a couple female cats, younger cats that I have. They like to be heard as well. And when I'm not in with them, because I have my nice Christmas tree, the dogs are out and all this. When I'm not in the room, I have some real cool play areas for them that they play in, and they can also stay in there at night. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. But I will take photos to show you guys how really cool these are. But for now, out of the hot lights. Then I'll return with Yoda. There we go. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Easter house because it was quite the challenge in that I didn't expect the candy to be so different. It never occurred to me that the candy that I would be using was so different. And because essentially, like for Valentine's Day, I use Christmas candy for Valentine's Day as well. Plus those little hearts, with the little slogans on them. And it never occurred to me that Easter was going to be a tad different as far as the types of candy to use. But once I started looking at candy and getting into this, I realized that it was going to be a totally different type of candy that I was using for Easter. Here we go. I'm back. Okay, for Easter. So I kind of had to rethink things, and that's what took a while for me to figure out because I'm not used to using frosting around doors or anything like that. So I was doing that, and then I had marshmallows to work with. I had Peeps to work with, and I had just different like gummies to work with. And not only that, the stuff that made it look like Easter grass, it was like this really fine green sugary substance, almost like cotton candy. So that's how I made the roof, was to make it all look like a thatched green roof. So it did pose some different challenges, and it took a while to get this thing to dry right. So I'll be taking more pictures of this to show you guys. Try and move this without anything falling off. There we go. Okay, so when we left off with Yoda, let me get comfy here. When we left off with Yoda, we were building. What I don't like is this is right against the camera, so let me move this back a little bit. Okay. When we left off with Yoda last time, we had finished this whole side on him. And if you hear my stomach growl, it's just my health acting up. So we had one whole side of Yoda's robe done and stuff. So now we're going to be starting on the second side of Yoda's robe. And the only thing with this is kind of like the Easter house. It's a very meticulous build. And so it's layer on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer. So, yeah. So, that's what's going to be happening today. I can't see your comments. I know you're there. I see somebody left me a thumbs up, and thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. You know, I never even introduced myself because I was so into this. My name is Charlotte. I'm going to be your host for the next couple hours. I'm also the owner of the California Haunts Paranormal Investigation Team based out of Sacramento, California. We are 45 strong up and down the state. So if you think you might have a paranormal need, look us up. Okay, look us up on Facebook. You can look us up anywhere really, and you'll find us. You can either Google California Haunts Paranormal Investigation Team, or Google California Haunts Radio, and we'll pop right up. The easiest way to find us is, well, on social media, straight out, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, we're there. Okay, but you know, California is this really huge state. So if you do call us, and even though we have people all over the state, if you do call us and we end up having to take a couple days to get to you, because like I said, California's people think of us as being small, kind of a small state, but we're not. We're huge, and there's a lot of people out there. Okay, so in a lot of cities out there. So you know, it's not all beaches and California girls. So it might take us a couple days. In that case, we do have psychics who will phone you, and if your situation is of a paranormal nature, they will work with you and calm the energy down until we can get out there. I probably have some kind of weird mustache because of food going. But yeah, they will work with you and then calm the energy down. It only takes us 1 or 2 days to get to you. Okay. Plus, I do like a 30-minute questionnaire thing on the over the phone anyway when you first get a hold of me. So okay. That being said, if you're watching this from Facebook, and a lot of people are, please hit that follow button if you haven't done so already. We're always looking for followers. Same thing with YouTube. If you haven't subscribed already, there's 970 odd videos over YouTube, all of this show, different topics. I'm a journalist. I don't like to have the same topic every night. So there's different topics sitting over there at YouTube. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't done so already, because we're trying to get that 1,000 mark and we're trying to get our views up and all that good stuff. The same thing with TikTok. You know, hit those like buttons. Send me some thumbs up. I mean, all the social media across. Send me some thumbs up and some happy faces, and you know that would help us a lot. And what that does, really, with all of them, let me lay this thing down because it's going to flop over anyway because all the weight's on one side. And what that does is that puts us higher in the computer systems over at Facebook and all those social media places, and it has the computer takes a nice hard look at us, and it will distribute our show out to more people. So that's what we want, right? We want to be seen and heard. So if you help me out with that, that would be great. And it works the same all the way across all the social media. And please be sure to check the community page on Facebook, because I do have some polls going about guests and which guests you like the best. What types of guests you guys want me to have on more as opposed to other types of guests. So check that out as well. Okay, see, I'm done. I'm winded. I'm tired. It's hot. I think it was around 75 today here in Sacramento. It goes from one extreme to the other here. Okay, I've got my reading glasses because I'm blind. And because this is layered, I have to be really careful about what goes on each layer with this build. So just bear with me on that. We're set to go 2 hours tonight, and since I started a little later, we will be ending this at 8:45 tonight, 8:45 p.m. Pacific. So get yourself together for that. Grab your snacks or whatever you need, and we're going to get going on this and start maybe completing our. We're not going to complete tonight. This guy's almost 2,000 pieces. There's no way we're going to complete it tonight. So we'll be talking about the paranormal, talking about some different cases, talking about different things, and of course, I have my assistant here with me. He's visiting, so Yoda. So you get some people call him Baby Yoda. I call him Grogu. Sometimes I'll call him Baby Yoda. So he's going to be assisting and supervising. Have a seat, pal. The funny thing is there's a lady that does this real cute thing with Yoda, like it's her son, and she dresses as like a stormtrooper, and she's got her regular Baby Yoda and his stunt double. This year, it can be puppeted, and this is what she does. She puppets this version of it. And then the other one, I can't get over whether it's this one's the stunt double or the other one like the one I have in the other room, which stands on its own on 2 feet, is a stunt double. But one of them is a stunt double. So she uses both just like I do. This one sits better on this table and I can move around more. The other one would have fallen over by now. So, you know, yeah. All right. So let's get on with this and we'll just talk about things. And there's a couple things I want to talk about. There's a big deal thing. I think am I here? 131. Let's make sure I got this done. Something went on there. Okay, I'm showing it on. Shows it standing up, but it's not standing up for me. So, okay, so we're starting the next steps. Um, Big deal going on in Sacramento, if you guys haven't heard yet. And what's going on is that Major League Baseball is coming to Sacramento. And I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest about it. I don't usually complain about stuff like that. But let me find my number 4 here. I am a lifelong Oakland A's fan. I remember watching the A's. Tell me you like me punch you without telling me. I remember watching the A's as a kid. My father is from Cleveland, so yes, my dad really wasn't into sports, but he wasn't. He would watch it if it involved an Ohio team. So whether it was the Cleveland Indians or the Cincinnati Reds, my father was there watching it. Okay, and that's how I got introduced to the A's. I'm going to pull this a little closer to me. Give me a second without knocking everything over, because that would suck. Okay, so my father just happened to be watching the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds back in the 70s. And that it was my first look at the Oakland A's. But back then, the Oakland A's were cool. They had people like Reggie Jackson on there and Catfish Hunter, and those people. And I fell in love with the team, and I have been a fan ever since. My father's friend, Rudy, his best friend, extra parts, went to the Yankees versus A's World Series. And it was cute because he knew I was this big A's fan. But his friends and he were Yankees fans. And so he got me a pennant, which I still have from that particular World Series, some sweatbands and a baseball hat and the A's t-shirt. The problem is a lot of them came back beer stained because he didn't want his friends to know that he bought the A's stuff because they're, Yankees fans are Yankees fans. And so it's cute. It was really cute. It was real sweet of him to get me the stuff, and I still have it to this day. So I've been an A's fan forever. My mother, when I started working and was starting to make some money, my mother and I would go to the ball game. My mom likes sports. My mom likes football. She liked baseball. She loved bull riding, watching bull riding. And so we would go to the Coliseum, and I make lots of noise. So we would go to the Coliseum to see A's. The thing is, because I didn't have a lot of money at that point, we would sit way up in the bleachers across from home plate, which was really fun. And I'm talking, we were way up there to the point where you probably needed binoculars, but we didn't take them. What was neat back then was there was a lot of camaraderie going on. In that we would be up there with these other people, and they would be bringing in, like bags of fried chicken and things like that, and they would share it. So we would be up there watching the game and eating fried chicken with these complete strangers, and it was really really fun. Then as I started to make a little bit more money at my jobs, I started slowly work my way across the diamond. Right, the next thing I knew, I was on like the left side of the foul pole, and then gradually behind home plate, or we were down by the bullpens. So I would go, and I would always every year for years I went to opening day at the Coliseum. Didn't go this year, didn't go last year. COVID was a bust, but I would go every day to opening day. So anyway, I love the Coliseum. It's old, but it's a huge baseball stadium, really impressive. It used to seat the most people in the MLB. I think it's like 64,000 seats in there. Anyway, so the A's decided they were going to move to Las Vegas, which was really a bummer. And I'm not going to get into the politics of this People that know the story know what happened and know about the owner. And that's what was disappointing with them for years was that they would get good people on the team and then they'd trade them away and you'd have to start over. So it really sucked. Anyway, so they're getting ready to go to Las Vegas. They couldn't get a deal with Oakland, and I'm not going to get into that either. But they couldn't get into a deal with Oakland, and now they're going to be in Sacramento for 3 years. I'm excited, but I'm also not excited at the same time because Sacramento's not charging them rent for our stadium, whereas the city of Oakland was going to charge $20 million a year, which isn't bad for a huge facility like that. I feel bad. I feel bad for the people, the fans in the Bay Area over in Oakland because Sacramento essentially did what Vegas did, and Vegas took the A's. Vegas swooped in and took the team literally, and Sacramento swooped in and took the team literally. And there's probably going to be people that hate me for saying this, but I really feel I'm torn because on one hand they're going to be here. I can go see the games. I'm excited about that. On the other hand, I feel really bad for the people of for the fans in Oakland. And I feel bad for the Oakland City Council because they didn't come down on their price just to have it taken away by Sacramento. And I know Sacramento wants its own MLB team and all that, and I get it. I get that. But in my eyes, it's dirty pool. Completely dirty pool. So that's all I'm going to say about this. But I'm excited to have them here nonetheless. And we'll just have to see how it all plays out. I mean, if Vegas falls through, are the A's going to stay here, or are they going to are they going to go elsewhere, like Utah or someplace? I don't know. Or will Sacramento get an expansion team or whatever? But that's just how I feel. That's my feelings on the subject. I'm torn. Okay, this is a paranormal channel. Well, like I said, I talk about other news too. Paranormal day. We're building a Lego, and let's get to building and talking. So, did everybody check out the eclipse today? Did you? I kind of did. I made a pinhole camera, and I was able to, see this partial one. I remember the last one that was full. I remember what that one looked like. That was cool. I didn't have to make a pinhole camera or anything on that one. But yeah, I made a pinhole camera, and I watched it on NASA's website, and I also watched it on TikTok because there were people that were live with their telescopes on TikTok. A lot of them had, solar lenses for solar eclipse lenses on their telescopes. So it was really neat to watch it as it happened live. So that was really cool. The next one for me is going to be 20 years. I'm not going to say how old I'm going to be in 20 years if I'm still here in 20 years. If I'm still breathing and kicking, we'll see. But I've always been fascinated by space events. And I used to have on the fit on the front the front of the tube of on my old telescope, I actually had a solar lens on there. That was really nice for eclipses and stuff. But somewhere along the line, and all the moving around, it's got lost. So I could kick myself for letting it get lost. But I mean, fantastic event, fantastic event, fun all the way around. And I hope everybody got to at least if it was cloudy where you were at, like in Texas or anything, at least you got to see it on TV or see it online because it's not going to happen again in this, at least in this half of the, this half of the universe, United States, for another 20 years. So, okay. Anyway, that was my adventure today. Was the eclipse. I had a couple other things I was doing. We are going to be doing a residential investigation. I don't know if we're going to go live from there yet because I'm having internet issues with my phone. So we may go live, we may not. So we'll just have to see. And it looks like we're pretty much going to go this Saturday out there, Saturday evening. So hopefully it works out. Okay, well, I'm going to start this build. And, okay. And I'll talk to you while I'm building, okay? And if I have to put my reading glasses on, it's going to be when I start layering this stuff because I have to be really careful how I layer it. Okay? It's got to be, if I mess the layering up, it's going to be really hard to pull the pieces apart to reset the layers, if that makes any sense. Okay? I can see you in the chat room. I cannot read from here. I'm getting my tablet set up so I can, starting next week, so that I can get in on my other account, one of my other accounts, and I can watch and I can see the comments. But for now, this is the only way I can do this. Okay, so here we go. Hope you guys are having great dinners. I had a bologna sandwich tonight. Sometimes you just gotta have a sandwich. Okay, so here we go. We're building this other half of Yoda. We'll see how far we get. I'm starting late, so we're gonna hit to 9 o'clock, I think, tonight. Because I want to be fair to you guys. I don't want to, say we're going to be here for 2 hours and then not be here for 2 hours because it's not fair to you guys because you're taking the time out to watch me do this. So it's only fair. So let's get the show on the road. And I kind of lost some parts somehow, and luckily I have the original Yoda I built that the dog tried to eat, and I was able to pull the extra foot off of the other Yoda to make it work. So I want to get you guys updated on something too that's going to be happening. I have a fishing license. I love fishing. I've been a fisherman for a long time, and for years. And it's something people don't realize about me is I'm a fisherman. And so we're going to go out and be doing some night fishing. Coming up here when it heats up, we're going to go catfish fishing. Um, it's fun. In fact, I got a hold of it. I don't know, can't remember where I got them exactly. Full idea. Chicken livers. So I have a whole tub of chicken livers. So that'll get me started with some bait. But I am going to take you guys fishing with me, and we're going to be live out night fishing. So you can see what night fishing is like along the Sacramento River. Now I remember saying this at the last show we did when I was in here was that what a lot of people don't realize is Mark Twain lived in Sacramento. And when you read Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, some of the time when he's talking about fishing in the Mississippi River or fishing, anything around Mississippi River, he's talking about the Sacramento River, our main river here. And what interests me about like Huckleberry Finn always has was that they didn't even really fish. He would set lines out with bait. They called them trot lines, or he called them trot lines. And he would set these lines out, and he'd go out like within a couple hours or a few hours or whatever, and there'd be channel cats on there. Man, I wish I could do. I wish I could have channel cats like that, catch them like that. Sometimes you can hit a good school of them. Like when we had our boat, we had a 24-foot Chris Craft, and my dad kept it out of the water, not out of the water, but in a marina, and it was really neat because as I do this, it's like I can't walk and chew gum or something today. Because oh, we need two of those. Well, why didn't you say so? Okay, it was really neat because the Sacramento River is really swift all year. I mean, even in the summer. And I'm talking, this is like August when it's really hot. So you think things would be drying up. The Sacramento River is really, really swift. And so the catfish would come in, because the boat, when it was like, when it was in this marina, was only about like from where the bow of the boat was to where the actual like side levee thing was, hill or whatever. It was only about like maybe 5 to 8 feet. So my best guess that I could make, and this is something else too, I caught stripers in that marina as well. And the only thing I could think of with that is that the fish would come into that area in the marina to get out of the main current so they could take a rest. And I think that's what they were doing. And they were coming off the current. So I was getting a lot of fish, and it just wasn't always catfish. I hooked a 25-pound striper in there as well, same area, a few years back, and that was exciting because stripers like to jump, and I didn't have a lot of time to play with, as far as play with the fish and let the line out. It was treacherous because we were probably about 40 feet away, maybe 50 feet away from the houseboats and stuff that were anchored that were tied off across from us. So it made for a challenge. So I had to be really careful how I fished out there. But I have gotten, I think the biggest catfish I pulled out was 30 pounds out of there, plus the striper. And I used to go down, it was so plentiful. And that's something people don't realize is it can be really plentiful. And it was so plentiful there fishing wise that I might go home and catch my limit. And I forget what the limit was. I don't know if it was 7 or 8 catfish or what it was. But I used to catch my limit every time I went out there. So it was really cool. It was really fun to fish. Good. But I would catch my limit. Why can't I create stuff like this and be so clever? Like if you've ever watched, I see, this way. If you've ever watched any of the original Star Wars specials, and they talked about creating like the X-wing fighter and the Millennium Falcon and all that. Well, one thing they did was they took a bunch of Legos and they threw them into a big box and then dumped them all on a table and said, "Here, create from this." And that's how the guys supposedly created the X-wing fighters and all that. Was with actual Legos, but they were just in a pile and they were just told to go crazy and create. I don't know if it's true, but that's what was said years ago in the TV special. So I love Legos. And the thing is, as a kid, the old Lego sets like I had when I was a kid are nothing compared to the sets they have now. I mean, this stuff is just beautiful. In fact, I was thinking halfway had I had the extra funds during springtime, making sure I had the right piece. During springtime, had I had the extra money, they actually have flower bouquets that you can build. Lego flower bouquets. They're really cool. And two of those. Okay. One of these. One four. Okay. Okay, and I need two of the double twos. Two of these. And I also need two of the black. Two of the black. Anyway, the kits were like they are now, and it was mostly for building buildings and maybe a basic car, but it wasn't. They knew what they are. And so, as a kid, and well, of course, the closest I came, I know there was kits out there, was I got to build the space stuff. You know, the Apollo mission stuff, the rockets. I love that stuff. I love those kits. I actually got to build. Well, Maurice and I did. We actually got to build the craft that landed on the moon. You know, things like that. So they were starting to get to where they were making more high end Lego sets, and so I got into it. But then I stopped for a long time, and then my friends started buying me Star Wars Legos, and I wasn't. And bear in mind, I wasn't a Star Wars fan until I got the Legos. So the first set that I got was a electronic AT-AT. I guess call them Imperial Walkers, but an electronic AT-AT that would move its legs and its head would go like this. It was really cool, really great set. It took forever to build. Then I ended up with the Death Star, and it just went from there. And I got I ended up getting myself the Millennium Falcon, or she got me the Millennium Falcon. I put together X-wing fighters. I put together Darth Vader. Ray, whatever else. I just love building um, Star Wars Legos. Love it, love it, love it. Now ending up with two Yoda sets was unique too because I had ordered from this. You know how it's like buyer beware when you're on the internet ordering stuff. I had ordered the first Yoda. I had ordered from this site, and it was a site I'd never heard of. It just had cheap Lego sets, Star Wars Lego sets. So I bought it, and it didn't arrive, and it didn't have any number when it was going to arrive. And I thought, oh man, I got ripped. So I turned around and ordered another one from Amazon. So I got the Amazon one, and then a day later, the second Yoda arrived from that company. So I ended up with two Yodas, and this is how I'm able to build this one. And like I said, my dog, went through a growing phase when she first got here, and she ate part of the other Yoda. So I have spare parts for this Yoda, which is why I'm able to not stress when the part, when I start to misplace parts or something loses it. Okay, let's put this part on. Speaking of part, let's put this together, and we'll put this on there. But anyway, that started my love affair with Legos, and to this day, I love building Star. I love building Disney. I would love Nothing more than to be able to afford the Cinderella's castle. It's a huge set, huge expensive set. I would love it. I've seen people even build Disneyland with Legos, and they start with Main Street, leading to the castle. I would love to do that too, but right. There's so many things I want to do. I have dreams. I have lots of dreams, and hopefully at some point I can do it and enjoy my dreams that I have. And just like I said, going fishing to me is relaxing. I love to fish, and so that's going to be one of my main dreams right now is being able to get out there for the first time in a long time and fish. I took care of my mother and my father for years when they were elderly, and I didn't go anywhere for a long time. And my friend Monica, who sadly just passed away, knew this. And when my mother passed away, she took me to Bodega Bay, and I hadn't been to the ocean in years. I grew up. My sister lives in Fort Bragg, which is right on the north coast of California, and I spent a lot of summers there. A lot of my Easter and Christmas vacations there, and I missed it. I hadn't been to the ocean in years. And then for a while there, I was camping with my friend Tammy. We would go around Thanksgiving time, and we would go to Bodega, and so I enjoyed it immensely. And so Monica decided to get me out, and she knew that I loved the ocean. I love being by the ocean. I grew up learning. I learned. In fact, the first place I learned to fish was the ocean, off the tide pools and the rocks and all that. And I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. And so when I went to Bodega, she just let me wander around. We got out there to Bodega, Dillon Beach, right? I was just able to walk around and enjoy it, and I did. And I had such a good time that trip. But I know I'm jumping everywhere. I'm trying to entertain and talk and entertain and talk and entertain and talk. Walk and chew gum, play Legos, all at the same time. See? Again, we're starting the build up, just like we did over there on that side. So anyway, I can't wait to go out fishing. The one thing I did when I was camping at Bodega, over at Dillon, I think it's Dillon Beach. I could be wrong. Over at Dillon Beach, I see. Over at Dillon Beach, they had like this tall rock thing you could climb up on. And they set it up like an observation thing because it was flat on top. So I would go out there at night and just go out there and everybody was asleep and listen to the beach noises. And then listen to the foghorns. Loved it. So again, we're going to start fishing. I'll take it you guys with me. And I was just teasing my brother-in-law about this over Easter that, yeah, I'll teach y'all how to fish my way. I'm a unique fisher person when I fish. All legal, of course, but I'm a unique. I have a unique technique fishing. Okay. Now, if we want to talk about what everybody comes to my radio station for, we can do that. We can talk ghosts, and so yeah, I've had the last week or so. Interesting things have been going on even at my house, and I did that prelim like 2 weeks ago, and after I did, I think I brought something back with me because I've had weird things going on in this house. One of the things that happened to me was that I was cooking top ramen, which I'm not supposed to eat anyway, but I was cooking top ramen, and okay, I was cooking top ramen, and all the flavor packet and everything were making sure I'm in the right spot. All the flavor packet and everything were, in the package like it's supposed to be. And so I got the water boiling, dropped in my noodles, and got the noodles nice and soft. Then I went to grab the flavor packet, and it was gone. I mean, I'm talking gone. I had been in the kitchen the whole time standing there. Okay? I know I set it down on the stove. Not there. Looked everywhere. I looked under everything because I had some ketchup and mustard up there. Looked under all the jars. Looked everywhere for my flavor packet. What I ended up doing, so I didn't waste the ramen, was I got some chicken noodle soup and then poured the chicken noodle soup in with the ramen. I drained the ramen and then poured the chicken noodle soup in there to give it flavor. That's how I ate the ramen. But I did that, and oh, 1 second, there we go. And I was cleaning up after dinner. I pick up the mustard, and there's the packet underneath the mustard. I had looked there already. So that happened, where something weird, like something or someone decided they were playing some kind of prank on me, and were going to hide the mustard, hide the packet from me. But it's been weird things like that, weird noises, knockings and stuff I can't explain. Okay, so what am I doing here? Getting confused, that's what. Doesn't make much. You can hear my stomach. Knockings that I can't explain. Doorbell ringing for no reason. Things like that going on. And then last night freaked me out because I usually like people to text when they're coming over, and I decided to take a shower last night. This is like 11 o'clock at night. Okay, there should be 2 of these I gotta post here. Give me a minute. Let me figure out what I did. Oh, there it is. One right there. How bizarre. There's nothing to attach to. Okay. And I'm in the shower. This is 11:30 at night, and the doorbell rings. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? Hang on. I don't understand what I just did. It doesn't make sense. Did I put this piece on already? Oh no, this one goes up higher. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Hang on. Okay, so that one's on there. So this one must go up higher? See, that's what I mean. I gotta watch how I do this stuff. And what's funny is that thing looks level with this one. Oh, you know what? This is an overhang. Yep, okay. Got it. So I gotta move this. This doesn't go there. See, that's what happens. Anyway, there we go. Now it's on. Now it'll level up. Yeah, so I'm in the shower, and it's like I said, 11:30 at night, and the doorbell's ringing, and someone's pounding on my door, and I'm thinking, wow, nobody sent me a text message to say they were coming. It's so late at night. Who the heck is this? And then with the ghost issues I've been having, I thought, well, maybe it's a doorbell ringer. You'd be surprised. Doorbell ringers are very common. There's an area here in Sacramento that used to be. It's not. Some people will say, well, it's your Japanese internment. Well, kind of. It was an area where it was a processing area. So during World War II, a lot of Japanese families here in Sacramento got uprooted. Actually, in California, for that matter, all over the U.S. If you want to just go in for the kill on this, were uprooted from their families, and they were forced to leave their homes. This is bizarre. Something went terribly wrong here. Hang on. This doesn't make sense to me. Okay, this is wrong here. Something's wrong on this end. Okay, so let me. I'm confused. Again, I'm confused. Confusing kind of, isn't it? This is what I mean about messing up, because this is a single part here. It's just like it's almost impossible to get the part off. I'm in trouble. Okay, Houston, we got a problem. There's no other way to get that off of there without ripping it apart. See if I get my nail under there. There it goes. Anyway, as I was saying, Um, it's well known in this neighborhood. I don't get this. Excuse me for my stomach. I apologize. Okay, I get it now. I see what happened. I see what happened. Okay, anyway, it's well known in this particular area because this particular area where the people experience the doorbell ringers and whatnot and see things. In this particular area, they had what they call it part of the internment camps, but it was a transfer. It was a transfer base. So they would bring the families in to this internment camp, this transfer base, which essentially was an internment camp. They'd bring the families in, and then they would transfer them from there to up north or down south, because there were a couple camps in Sacramento. So people have said that they have seen Asian people walking, Asian ghosts walking up and down their streets. There's doorbell ringers. There's people that are sleeping or sitting in their bedrooms, and an Asian ghost will walk out of a closet. So it's kind of it's rather spooky. In fact, it's very spooky. So this happens all the time. That's why here I am standing here, and then I think about black-eyed kids too, right? It's 11:30 at night, wondering if it might be a black-eyed kid walking in my house. That would be unfortunate. Let me in, I use your phone, right? Okay. Oh, it's two of these. Don't see a lot of y'all in the room. I can see the numbers, just barely any numbers tonight. Hope I'm broadcasting out. That would be very embarrassing. I know it's not the most exciting topic tonight, or the most exciting thing I'm doing tonight, but sometimes I need a break. What a lot of you don't realize, I usually work till 3 or 4 in the morning before I crash in for the night. Ah, okay. This goes up here. Showing it right here. I see. Okay. So sometimes I just need a break, which is what I took. Interesting because it's showing me something completely different to what I'm getting. Okay, okay, that's right. It's me. Hang on. Now I did this again. Now I gotta pull this part up, and that is really in there. So hopefully I can just there we go. Okay. Then we're gonna put this one right here on the back, right here. Got it. So anyway, I was thinking all this stuff last night when I was waiting, for the doorbell to stop ringing. Turns out it was a friend of mine that stopped by. Karen Clark stopped by last night. But I was in the shower anyway. It wouldn't have mattered. I couldn't have gotten out in time anyway to answer the door. It happens. Some of us more than others. So we're building, building, building. You guys bored with my building this stuff? Hopefully it's a big news day because I don't see any action going on with you guys. Kind of makes me nervous. Okay. Start building it back here. It's just I have to have it closer to me. I know Nancy Matt suggested that I have this stuff like further out closer to you guys, but the problem is, in order for me to build this, I've got to practically sit on top of it. Okay, so this goes here. We're going to be doing, and I mentioned this last couple nights during the show. We're going to be doing some public ghost hunts to where we take you guys. You guys can come with us on a ghost hunt. And I'm going to be setting those up for you. Okay, this is another one of those bizarre things. Okay, what is this now? Oh, there's two of those. This is another one of those bizarre things that Lego's doing. And this is going here. That's what I mean, I gotta be really careful. This is going here, okay. Stacking is stacking. Okay, and then this is going back in here. But this is strange because it shows it going right in here. And that's where it's going to go. So, okay. All right. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, had I known my friend was coming, I surely would have answered the door. Been prepared to answer the door. But since it was so late at night, I just did not deal with it. I don't have a peephole on my door, and that really sucks too. Oh yeah, public ghost hunts. No, I know where that. Lost my train of thought with Lego. Look at that. Tell you, we get senile. So we're gonna pick probably an old hotel up in our gold country, and we're gonna take you guys, or by the river, maybe the Ryan Hotel, and we're gonna take you guys along with us on a ghost hunt, and you get to handle our equipment, see how we work, and we're gonna train paranormal investigators. Maybe have dinner and then do some ghost hunting. So once I get that up, I hope you guys want to come along. I'm gonna make some phone calls the next couple days to make arrangements, for that to happen. But I'm eager to take you guys with me. My stomach is very active today. I don't think I liked it because I rushed through dinner. I had a day where I was in a rush coming home, and I don't think my stomach was too happy about it. Let's see. Okay. See again, stack, stack, stack. All I'm doing is stacking this. It's going to be one big stack. Did I eat two of those too? I did. Hello. See where we're at here. That one's going to go on the front right there. If I go silent, it's because I'm looking at the instructions trying to figure out where stuff's going to go. So have you guys been following the ghost story book? We just finished doing that book, or reading that book. Very exciting, really, really good book. Just finished. In fact, we finished it. We hit the last chapter yesterday. So we're going to be starting a new book on Sunday. And I want you guys to go over there and take a look around. It's called the Gutenberg Project. And they've taken a lot of old books starting from the early 1800s, roughly the 1940s, and they've transcribed them into ebook, kind of like ebook formats, which is kind of cool. And the best part about it is that they're copyright free. Like when I'm doing the show, I don't have to worry about copyrights with them because start looking like I'm wearing mascara. Um, because they are copyright free. So that makes me happy. So I got to choose another book this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some titles and descriptions. Okay, so this must go. See, it flipped over on me. I don't understand this. Hang on. So this is showing. Okay, so that went there. Oh, I see what I did. Wrong place. Put that in the wrong spot. Let me do this again. Here we go. They have to be little tiny pieces like this, I think, of course. Anyway, so what I'd like to do with the Gutenberg thing for the next book is have you guys choose what you would like to hear. So I'm going to go find some titles at Project Gutenberg. I'll write descriptions of the books for you, and then you can just tell me whether you want me to read that book or not, and then I'll read it. So it's going to be a reader's choice thing this next time. This next book will be a reader's choice. Also, I want to know what you guys, and again, I said this earlier when the show first started today. Weird. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. Now we'll flip it over. And then we're going to put one of these here. I want to hear from you what types of guests you want to hear on the show, to see on the show. And the easiest way to do that, excuse me, and the easiest way to do that is to, I'm going to put a poll out there. And if I can hear from you the types of guests that you want to hear me do or me have on, that would be great, a huge help. Then I could go for more of those guests. I mean, do you guys like the whole UFO thing? You know, what do you prefer? Okay, so according to this is going to go on, and I'm trying to figure this out now. This is going to line up right here. I see, okay. And believe me, if they don't line up perfectly, it's not going to, it won't go on the side there. There we go. See, that's where we're at with it. But it's an opportunity for me to know what type of guests you guys enjoy the most, that you like the most. You know, it could be satanic for all I know. I don't know. You know, I'm just the person here that's trying to entertain you. It's all about entertainment, all about learning. It's a learning thing. And I hope I'm able to educate you and teach you stuff. The paranormal can be a really confusing thing for people to understand. You'd be surprised. I'm not saying that people that don't get it, but the other thing to point out too with the paranormal is that, and my good friend Gloria Young said this, when my team was starting out, I demanded that everybody go to different seminars put on by other paranormal teams, or go to, you know, lectures by other paranormal teams. And Gloria Young turned out to be a really good friend of mine. And the first time I ever saw her, and when I met her the first time, she was doing a lecture over at the city library here, the main branch of the city library here in Sacramento. And I remember going to see her at this lecture. Just bear with me because I'm trying not to mess this up. Because the layers have to be perfect when I do it, or it's not going to work. Okay, so we're going to want to put this back here. This has to line up with that. Yeah. Anyway, so she was doing a lecture here in Sacramento, and paranormal is full of people with, wait a minute. If I put that there, that's not going to line up. But it will, because, so I put that there. Yeah, we're not lining up here. I got a problem. Take that off. That's not lining up. There's a lot of egos. I'll put it that way. There's a lot of egos in this field, and people don't realize the egos. And, you know, it could be a good thing to have an ego. I think it's right there. We can just start with this one. But it can also be a bad thing to have an ego. And unfortunately, the paranormal world is full of egos. That's just oh, there it goes. That's the unfortunate thing about this field that I'm in. And sometimes the egos can get in the way of the evidence collection. You think people start to think they're so good at what they do that my technique works. I don't need to have anybody critique it. Forget you for critiquing me. Things like that. And I remember, of course, I didn't know that going in. And Gloria Young, I had my team attend. I had my team attend her lecture, and as we were sitting there listening to her, she looked us square in the eye. That's all she had was one eye right in the middle of her. No. She looked us square in the eye and she said, "There's no experts in this paranormal field. Anybody that says they're an expert is lying." And over the years, I've been doing this 18 years. And I'm not trying to say, I live by that mantra. But over the years in doing this, that's what I found. And I agree with Gloria, because Gloria used to say it flat out that, you may talk to me and get my views on the paranormal and what to do when you're out in the field doing ghost hunting, how to do certain things. And then you might go out with another team. And their stuff's completely different. And that's what she was talking about. There's no experts in this field because this is, even though we say this is a scientific thing, which it is, essentially we're trying to be scientists and learn about the paranormal, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's an inexact science. That's why, you can safely say there's no true experts in this field. There's leaders, that have been around. I mean, John Zaffis, even the guys from Ghost Hunters. There are people that are industry leaders, but no one is an expert. Open up bag 5. And anybody that says they're an expert, if they come to your house saying they're an expert, run away quickly. Because no one. Probably lean over and fall in the chair. 7. No one's an expert in this field at all. And it really chaps my hide when I hear someone call themselves an expert because Gloria was right. It's sad to say that there are no experts. Just like, when you think about the equipment that we use out in the field, there's a lot of parts for this. When you think about the equipment that we actually use out in the field, the majority of that equipment is used by contractors, general contractors, the electronics contractors, air conditioning contractors, people like that. That's all. That's who uses the majority of the stuff. I'm looking at the comment room tonight. There's nobody commenting. Is there nobody out there? Are you guys busy, or is it just one of those nights? That's just weird because usually there's like 6, 7 comments in there from people. I've got 1 thumbs up, so I know somebody's watching. You guys bored with me, or what's going on? Okay, so we're putting this thing off to the side now, and we're going to start. It looks like Yoda's shoulder. So that's what we're going to start right now, is putting together Yoda's shoulder. Anyway, getting back to that. There's no experts in this field. And unfortunately, again, anybody that tells you that they're an expert, don't listen. Now, there's pioneers, like I said. There's John Zaffis. There's a lot of people out there, that have done this for years. So I'm not denying John Zaffis is right and reading. In fact, I love watching. I can honestly say this. I love watching John Zaffis. I've learned a lot from John Zaffis. I apply a lot of his stuff during investigations, a lot of his technique. I've had conversations with him. If I get an object that is haunted, or I think is a haunted object, you bet I'm going to call him so he can take it for his museum. That's the first person I call. Take the thing off my hands. I have a lot of respect for him, Jason Hawes, people like that. Lots of respect. But bear with me, I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. Okay. So, okay, it's this one. This goes here. Why is, okay. It's got to go there then, right? It shows it even, but it's really not even though it wants to tell me it's even. Anyway, so I have a lot of respect for people. And like I said, I do use, excuse me, gosh, I'm having a horrible time with my allergies lately. I do use a lot of techniques by John Zaffis. So I'm thinking it does that. Okay. And he does stuff that I've never done before, so it's fun to do those things that he tries. I love experimenting with stuff like that. See, it's another build up. It's just going to be one thing after another, meticulous, meticulous, meticulous. Okay, so that's a 6. That's too big. This guy. So, what we're going to do with this is get lost and confused. That's what. See, it's this build up, especially with the shoulder. It looks like here's the 6. There's that. So the 3 is going to go this way. The 2 is going to go that way. Okay. So the 3 is going this way. The 2 is going to go that way. Anyway, that's something that people have to remember because there are people in this industry. I think it sits underneath, and it does. Let me sit back here with this guy. There we go. Right, it should be down the third one. So you've got 1, 2, 3 beyond that. Why is that higher? Hang on. Okay, you got the 2 there, and there should be. This doesn't make sense. So that should have been further up. Another one I gotta fix. So the easiest way would be to remove it this way. Oops, now that's gonna pop off and irritate me. Okay, so we decided that we want to run this like this, right? Is this what we're doing? No, it's gonna come out this way. Right. So that's gonna line, it's not even gonna line up with that. Hang on. This is where it's just confusing. So we want the end to line up with the 3. Okay. And then we're going to take the 2 and leave a spot in the middle there. I got it now. Okay. That's where it has. This is so bizarre. That's gonna fit underneath. Yeah, okay, I think I got. If I'm wrong, it'll become painfully obvious sooner than later. Anyhow, there's no experts in this field, no matter what anybody says. Hate to shoot your TV heroes down. But, we do keep meticulous files. Going right down. We do keep a lot of meticulous files, and those files allow us to, if we run into a case that sounds similar to another case that we did in the past, then we can go back in the files and compare. That's why, especially for my team, it's so important the way we keep records. And a lot of people have said, man, and a lot of people call me anal because I want people to keep these records, and I want perfect records of times and weather and conditions and all that, because that allows us, like I said, on other investigations that may seem similar to an older investigation, allows us to go back and compare everything, compare the weather conditions. Okay, so we want this here. Tell you, these Yoda shoulders get really confusing. And this here. Okay. See, we're building that right now. That one. It amazes me though. Whoa! Grogu, what are you doing, me pal? It amazes me when, you start with so many pieces to put together this stuff. And then as you work yourself down, then the next thing you know, after working for like 40 foot, 10, 15, 30 minutes on something, you look down and suddenly realize that you're down at the bottom of the post bowl. I always find that just crazy. Well, with this, I gotta do this because there's so many pieces, there's so many parts here. Should have seen it when I built the Oakland A's Stomper. In fact, I started looking for one of those online because I wanted to build another one. Because again, my young dog got to it. And they don't have them anymore. But man, the pieces for the Stomper, because it's not an actual Lego. So the pieces for the Stomper elephant was just nuts to put together. It was crazy. Because they were itty bitty. They were like, they were all like that thin and real tiny. Even tinier than that. Where is the other one? Where does this go? See, it's not showing me where this guy goes. Okay, it goes right there then. But Stomper would crack you guys up. We just one of those. We're just banging away at this. I'm seeing this go down though. It's just taking a while to go down. Hopefully we can fit this other side on, but it's not going to stand up until it's balanced. That's why it's falling over right now. Because we just finished weight on one side. Again, I gotta take some parts out of here. Can't get to what I need. So yeah, I want to take you. I'm gonna skip around a little bit today because I'm just random thoughts. So I want to take you fishing. I also want to take you camping. I'm trying to find a sponsor now, either for a small RV, or I want to get a SUV tent for my SUV. Camp out of my SUV, which would be different, and do some stuff like that. So I have plans. I always have big dreams, big plans, and hopefully I can pursue some of those plans and have you guys join me. All right, something's not right here. Ah, never mind. That's why. Okay, this guy has to go right there. Yep. So yeah, and I figured, I can't, because of my back issues, I cannot hop up in the back of the SUV to sleep. But what I can do is sleep in my seat and recline down all the way. So if I do stuff like that, I'll recline the front seat down to sleep. I had this discussion last night with my producer about how we would go camping, without an RV. I had an RV, but it was too old. It got to be too old. So anyway, that was it. One of the ideas I had was we could totally recline those seats down, and then maybe find a sponsor who would help us out with an RV, a small RV or SUV set. Then I'd have to amass the equipment because all my equipment's like spread up and down Northern California. Some of it ended up getting lost during some stuff. But it'd be kind of fun. Okay, so this is going to go around this corner. Right in front of here. So I have lots of plans, lots of things I want to do, especially with this show. And I want to include you guys along with it, doing lives, doing some location lives for events like parades and things like that. I love to travel. Well, I like ghost hunting because it gives me a chance to travel to like older hotels and get to go in and see them because some of these hotels that we've been at have a lot of ornate work in them. And it's fun. Really, one with a lot of ornate work that's impressive as heck to be in is the Brookdale Lodge. You guys have heard of that, right? Man, that lodge is beautiful. They're just, I don't know if they're reopening yet, but they're just starting to, what's obnoxious about something like this is when you build it and it looks nothing like what you built. Like, did I miss a step? That's the question. Something's not right. I missed something. Oh, I must have flipped it. That's what it is. That's why I'm looking at this and there's two extra steps on here that weren't there. Yeah. Okay. I got ahead of myself. I'm good. The dead silence happens, right? Okay, so we want to put that right on that end. Both of those on that end. That's what threw me. Okay, there we go. That threw me. Okay. Yeah, that definitely threw me for a loop. So this is it here, right here. All right. Is it showing it flush? Did I miss something? No, it can't be flush. That's impossible to be flush. So we'll jam that right there. Just like that. Okay, now I'm where I'm supposed to be. I got majorly confused. Didn't take much. See, there's some parts on there I just didn't recognize coming in on this. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to need this guy and the two signals. Okay. But anyway, I would like to do that and take you guys camping with us. So, looking into all kinds of stuff right now. And I hope to bring it to you, because I would enjoy going, and I think you guys would too. And that would give me the chance to do some trout fishing, things like that. Because I know how to do lakes and everything too for fishing, I just don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so we're going to build this right here. Flip this over, just like that. Boom. Throw that on. Throw this on. So now that the Mandalorian is on, a lot of you guys are fans of the Mandalorian. What do you watch on TV? What kind of shows? Do you watch paranormal shows? What do you watch? What do you prefer to watch? Grab the wrong part. That really threw me. Okay. So we're going to want to put this on there. And how are we using this if it's back out on one side? I think we're going to line it up on this side. I think it's this side. Yeah, right here. Because I do watch paranormal TV. Not paranormal TV, but I like Disney Channel. I like the Mandalorian. Bugger. I really like the Mandalorian. I'm going to miss it because they aren't going to do that fourth season. That's becoming a movie. So that's a total bummer for me. There we go. Because I had hoped that we'd get a fourth season out of it. Love watching the Mandalorian. Love watching Mandalorian. Okay. We are getting down in these parts. It just doesn't seem like it. At least not right now. And I don't get regular TV, so I might watch Roku. So Roku, and sometimes I watch Peacock. See, that's the thing with this build. It's just meticulous, meticulous, meticulous. Excuse me. Oh, wow. You don't want to get on there. What's the matter with you? You don't want to go on there? Okay, there you go. Okay, so I need the green. One. But I think I'm going to try and check out the Acolyte. Maybe get into that. I really enjoyed, I keep forgetting the names, so I get to see now. I do enjoy watching Disney Channel, what they have to offer. Not all of it, but Ahsoka. Loved Ahsoka. I like Kenobi too. I thought Kenobi was great. Now, as far as a couple other series, I'm so tired. I don't remember the name. I've been so busy. There's a couple shows on there I wasn't too thrilled with. The one in particular, I'm not going to say the name, but a lot of people liked it. It's coming in for Andor. I'll say it, Andor. I was not a huge fan of Andor. Unfortunately, I like only action stuff. I think Star Wars should be. Okay, this is weird. That's not going to be flush, is it? That's a problem. That is a problem. It's showing this to be flush and it's not flush. Plus, it's even with this. It doesn't make sense. This is a problem. This doesn't look like it's supposed to look. Okay, this isn't right either. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong on that step? It looks like it's laying. I gotta go back now because it looks like it's laying flush. I gotta go with it. Here we go. Okay, so we did this, and this is gonna lay down there. Okay, so this isn't even in the right spot. Oh, it figures it wouldn't come all the way. Oh man, really? Yeah, I gotta redo this part here. Something's not right. Again, something's not right here. A lot of mistakes tonight. This is how the first build of this thing went too originally. Okay, let's try this again. So we want to put this halfway on it here. And maybe what should have happened is this is what should have happened. Okay. So it should be, yeah, I had it in the wrong spot. That's what's wrong. Now we can do this. Now it'll fit where it's supposed to be. There we go. Okay. Again, like a step, like it's building steps. So here's what we're building right now. Again, it's part of Yoda's shoulder. Okay, so now this is going to be a separate build thing, so we're going to take that, put that over there. I think we're only going to get through step 5 here. The way it's looking tonight. That's okay. But there's a lot of places I'd like to take you guys. When you think of ghosts, what do you think of? What comes to mind? The big one. Because, you know, for some people, like when you're growing up and you're a kid, when you think of ghosts, it can mean like totally different things from what other people think of. You know, you think of saying like, "There you are! I see somebody in the chat room. Finally, hello, welcome. We're taking the night and we're building Yoda. We're building a Star Wars Yoda out of Legos." Okay, so now we're gonna grab another 4. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So when you think of ghosts, and this is a question I have for you guys, what comes to mind? And I want you to think about this answer because think about when you were little and Halloween and all that, right? So think about when somebody said the word ghost, think about what you thought of when you were little as opposed to what you think of now. I know when I was little, after watching a lot of TV shows, right? Because you used to watch TV shows as kids all the time, cartoons. Scooby Doo, right? Scooby Doo. My thought of a ghost was a sheet. It was a sheet that was floating through the air. And then as I got older, once I started ghost hunting, you know, of course I was watching TV shows that featured ghosts, you know, in search of and things like that. But as I got older, things changed. You know, as to what I thought ghosts would look like. And for me, as things changed as I got older, then I started seeing apparitions of people. But it didn't happen until I was older. When I think Sylvia Browne, if you guys know who Sylvia Browne is, Sylvia Browne said that the powers that be, I'm not going to say God or whatever because I'm not here to push my religion on anybody or anything like that. But the powers that be say that what they do is they only show you what you can handle. Boy, my stomach has an opinion tonight. But the powers that be you'll only see whatever you can handle. And maybe that's what it is because, you know, here I was a little girl and what I did see, and it scared me even then, you know, even as a little girl. But what I ended up seeing as a little girl was a sheet literally in my kitchen or near my kitchen. When I saw the ghost in my house, I saw a sheet go by. And again, once I got older and I guess I could handle more, is when that changed and I started seeing, you know, did I just drop a part or did something just touch me? Something just tapped my leg. Let me look real fast. What is this? Hang on. Nope, Lego fell. Wow, a double Lego fell. Where'd that come from? Don't know where that came from at all. I hope it's not something I need to use to build or something I already built. See, that's what happens. Yeah, I thought maybe something touched me, but it didn't. Okay. So I'm down here right now. Put that back. But yeah, I think as I got older, my opinions of what a ghost did change. And I agree, and I think, like Sylvia Browne says, I think we're only shown what we can handle, and that's what I could handle as a kid. obviously, a sheet. I didn't start seeing full body apparitions till I was in my 20s. 20s or real closer to 30s. So, yeah, share with me. Tell me, what types of ghosts you've seen while you were growing up. Like I said, was there a difference, what you see now, if you are seeing ghosts, what you're seeing now as opposed to what you saw when you were a kid? Again, guys, when I go silent, it's only because I'm looking at trying to line these parts up. I'm not like walking away from doing the project. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just trying to figure out, make sure I'm layering this right. But yeah. So I see stuff differently. Do I see horrific things? I do not see horrific things. I know psychics that can see horrific things, and it doesn't bother them. For me, I don't want to see horrific things. I don't want to see what somebody looked like in their last throes of life, right? I don't really remember anybody like that. And there's stories, and I ran into this, even ghost hunting, where somebody would die violently, and maybe the wife found the body or saw the body. And unfortunately, every time she saw her husband in a dream, that's how he would come back because that image was forever in her head. She couldn't get past that image of him. Now, after working with our psychic team, excuse me, heat rush. After working with our psychic team, she got past that to where she would see him as he was when during their marriage. If that makes any sense. But sometimes the trauma that somebody goes through is so bad that that's the image that they remember them in. What they look like in death, especially if it was a violent death. And unfortunately, it happens where people get stuck with a particular image of a loved one. Well, where does that one go? Oh, underneath. Okay, it's gonna go right under here. But yeah, we run into a lot of cases like that, and it's unfortunate. And sometimes it's hard to break people away from seeing that image of their loved one. But again, once we're able to get them away from seeing that image, it's wonderful for the person that's left behind because they actually see them like they should be seeing them. Too. It's funny. This thing, like I said earlier, this thing was so full when I started doing this particular bag that I thought we were going to be here forever, and now it's starting to simmer down a little bit. There's my growly stomach again. I got frustrated today. I was out since I don't have internet on my phone. I'm so used to. It's amazing how we get used to using technology. I don't have internet on my phone right now, which is why I haven't done a lot of lives outside of my house. And I don't have Siri. I have no way to get driving directions anywhere. And I went out to my pain management doctor this afternoon, and I had taken photos of the directions to get out there, but I never bothered to do it backwards, so I had directions going back. And I kind of had it memorized where I had to go, but I got lost. I got lost coming home, and I was lost in the city I was in. It's a small. It's not a big city, but it's enough where there's enough streets where you're just. I started going in circles, and I got really frustrated. But then after about 30 minutes, I was able to get myself back on track in the correct direction that I should have been going. I just thank God because my rearview mirror with my view has a compass, and so I was able to double check the directions I was going to get myself back to where I could get on the freeway. But it was really frustrating at first because I ended up starting to go in circles. And I always like to think that I'm good with directions, except when I don't. It's amazing because I never really thought about Siri, and having the directions talked out to me until I got lost today. Before. So I did get lost this afternoon. And the town's pretty. I mean, the place I was at, very pretty, very, very pretty place, very, very pretty location. But I just wanted to get home. You get to that point during the day where you just want to get home. I had to get home, just make a stop at the Dollar Tree, and then get home to do the show. And I wasn't getting there because I was going round and round. I was going in circles. And that's when I finally had to stop and go, wow, I never realized how much we rely on our navigation stuff like Siri or whatever you use on Google. The other thought I had was it's stupid because I do have like the old style Magellan machine, the TomTom. I do still have a TomTom, so I should use the TomTom when I left the house today. Okay, so we're going to connect this now. We hope. Let me figure out where we're at. So here's this guy. We're going to officially connect this now. I think it goes this way. Is it that one? We're connected to there. Okay, here's this one. Yeah, okay, so it's going to go here. And again, it has to be perfectly done because it has to fit against the frame. Okay, so that's done. So I'll show you what I did. What's taken me all this time to do. It's that right there. Now we're going to make more of Yoda's cloak. We're going to keep building Yoda's cloak. So after I get this done today, I'm going to be moving this stuff out because I'm going to be filming a TikTok in here. And I'm looking forward to filming it. I've been planning this TikTok for a while. And exciting stuff to film TikToks in here. I think you guys will find it funny. Very humorous TikTok. This sound used to drive my mother nuts. I love building Legos, and I used to, when I was building the big Star Wars ones, and we'd be sitting in front of the TV watching TV, my mother would just lose it. I mean, she just hated the sound of the stirring of this stuff, like I'm doing now. So I'd always have to work on them like really late at night. Okay, I need a 4 up, and I don't see it. Let's see what's that. How many of you guys that are watching this kind of have the same issue with your families? when we were building. I wonder if this is our first non-part that we don't have. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, so far we've had all the parts. But sometimes. Okay, so here we go. I got to figure out where this little jewel goes. So let's see what we're doing here. So, looks like it's a build-up in the middle here. Anyway, I would drive my mom crazy with that sound. She just would go ape over it. And then my dad was also hard of hearing. And when we used to go on vacations, it was really funny because there were certain sounds like clicking he couldn't handle. And it would drive him insane. He'd always turn around and go, stop that clicking, stop that clicking. But then there were sounds that we could do, that we could make that he never heard. I mean, that's what was cool about it. It is still warm in here, I tell you. So like I said, I will probably next week, if I do this next week or the next time we do this, I'm going to set up my tablet and I'll at least be able to see your comments. Because that's what we're kind of missing, is that interaction, because I can't see your comments. Okay. Where do these little jewels go? Looks like we got a whole piece that goes right in here. Starts right there. Nope. Starts right there. I would love to build a flower bouquet. I mean, the flower bouquet that I saw someone else building online, beautiful. I didn't know Lego made such a thing. Had no idea. Where'd the floor go? Oh, it's over there. I got it. But I would love to build. They're not that expensive, the flower bouquet kits for Legos. Okay, let me make sure I'm hitting this right. So I'm going to put one right there. Okay, and I need another one of these to go here. And the 4 is going to go, I guess it's right there. Oh, out here, I see. There we go. Okay, so this little section's done. So we're going to turn the page now. See, we got that going on. But I would love to build a bouquet. Lego, it just blew me away how beautiful it was when she got done building it. Be my new thing. I could be a Lego flower arranger. Thank you. I think that's Michelle. Thank you. It's good to see I'm not, or Pamela. Thank you. It's good to see I'm not the only one out here in this world. I felt so alone for the last hour or so. But again, if you missed the gingerbread house, don't worry about it. I did it at the beginning. And the eggs, I showed everything at the beginning of the show. What I'm going to do is after I finish up here, I'm going to go ahead and shoot some video of the gingerbread house and the Easter eggs, and then I'm going to take some photos, so you'll be able to see those. So I can release them, you can see them. Okay, let's find a place for this. But I felt so lonely. Thank you, Pamela. It's been quite the day. I remember I'm in the right spot. I'm getting confused now. Oh, I have to turn this way. That's why. Doesn't take much. Okay. So this is going to go here on the end. Like I said, the buildups on these are just nuts. And then you talk about karma and coincidences, and today was the last day for me to be with my particular pain management group that I've had for the last 3 years or 2 years, and it's been bittersweet being with this pain management group anyway. And essentially, it was like well, here's your prescription, last prescription I'm writing for you, goodbye. And that was the extent of my stop to get my meds okay for the last time with this group. And it's funny because not only did I get lost coming home, but as I was leaving and had the radio on in my car, the Scorpions came on. And the song was Winds of Change. And I just thought it's like somebody was looking out for me, with that song. Because it was really significant because things are changing as far as my pain management goes. I have to look for a new pain management group. And it was just significant that that song would come on. So I'm going through that process. And a quick FYI for you guys is that, whoa, why isn't this fitting? Hang on, I got a problem. That should be fitting. It's showing it on top of that. But, oh, that's right. Okay, I gotta go over one more. That's what's going on. Okay, I'm good. Next Tuesday, the 16th, I'm going to do a pre-recorded show on that day. I'm going to have an MRI on that day. And I don't do well. I've got a thing going on with my ear to ear. And when I come out of MRIs, I'm really dizzy. So I don't want to have a guest on because the MRI is going to be at 5. And that would mean it'll be done in a half hour, but that gives me till 6:30 to get back into the studio and get ready for that, that guest for that night. And I really don't want to do that because I'll be too loopy. Because I always get headaches too. So we're going to have a pre-recorded guest that night. This is interesting. I'm trying to figure out why it's supposed to be that way. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, so it'll be essentially a live show, but it's going to be a pre-recorded show. Huh. Oh, I see. That's why it was tapered. Okay, so we got that empty. Oh, maybe there should be 2. Hang on, maybe I'm not far enough down with it. No, maybe not. Okay, because there's the corner 1. There's that one. Okay, there's the corner 1. Just trying to figure this out. Make sure I have it right. I might not be far enough out with it. I'm not. I gotta be forward. Because the one on the end is showing 1. Okay. So yeah, so there will be a pre-recorded show that day. I'm going to be doing that on Saturday. Here. Again, I messed up, so it's going to be hard to get this off. Oh, every time I say that, it comes off beautiful. Now let me count and make sure I'm in the right spot. Pull forward a little bit. Oh, my back gets really stiff in here. Leaning over like this. Okay. Okay, so if I'm looking at it from here, here's this one. Here's this one. Yeah, okay. All right. So we're going to expand on this still, and away we go. Get some more parts. So yeah, so that'll be a pre-record because there's no way I'm going to be able to do an interview with somebody coming off of that MRI. Don't get old kids. Don't have any ear problems. Don't have weird stuff. See, this is how it gets so complicated because I'm trying to layer all this stuff. Okay, so this looks like it's going to butt up against that. Okay, so it's going to cover that. So we're going to put it up right here. This is strange. Right. That's where it wants to be. Okay. So now I've got these other ones that have to go elsewhere. Just no logic ever on this stuff. Okay. Now watch, we'll get to put it on Yoda and it'll all be messed up. That's how life is. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a 4 I didn't get. That's why I'm looking at a 4 going, why is there a 4? Because there's a 4, dummy. You big dummy. Okay. 3 is going to go this way over the 2. With one giant layer cake. Okay, where's the super long one go now? Oh, I didn't need this one. I'm confused. Now I need it. I just put it back and now I need it. This is what we're building. You just build layers on there. Just multiple layers. Grab that bad boy again. I can't believe, I mean, with all the amount of parts that I had to start with, and now I'm towards the bottom. You missed my rant, Pamela. You missed my baseball rant. I had a baseball rant earlier. Who knows? We might end up with the Kansas City Royals out here. We don't know. Double. Okay. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, the frightening thing that I find frightening about this, oh, that goes right there. Remember there, I was going to say, I don't have the part. Okay, now we'll go this way. Figure out how many levels this bad boy has to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I have to count this up now, figure out where we're at. So I need to put the 4. I got that long one too. I don't know where the heck that goes. Okay, so I got the 4. It's going to be even with this. Tell you this layering is enough to give you a migraine. There we go. So we got the 4 there, and then we're going to go this way with the 2. And then we got a 1, a single that's going to go here, right? Are we going up a level? This is where it gets so confusing with these layers. So confusing. I know there's a single that goes here, and that long piece is going to go right here. Okay, now this single is the one that's concerning me because I don't know where the heck it goes. It's showing it right here. Is it going to go there? I don't want to get that on and not be able to get it off of there because that's what happens to get jammed on there. Okay. Again, it's not showing me where the single goes. Great! Wish it would flip around the other way so I could see it, but it doesn't. Well, Crenola. It's not clear as to where to put that. Showed it right there, because if I don't get it right, it's not going to sit right. The parts won't sit right. Okay, so we got this here, showing me right here. Well, I'm going to put it there and hope for the best. Because that's what it's showing me. That's why it's confusing. See, we're just layer on top of layer on top of layer. We haven't added the other layer yet either. We have been, since we started doing this, the last time we did them, we're on step 176. That's how many steps we've done with this thing. Tomorrow I'll be out for doing yard work. I'm trying to get my yard. Last year, we lost a tree. Well, we lost a big tree a couple of years ago. And when I went out to do the yard work last year, I started too late in the backyard. It was just too hot without a gazebo or anything back there. So I want to rush out, get the front yard done this weekend and start the back before the heat comes in. Even 75 is pushing it for me. Okay, so we want to go back there. Again, that's why it's confusing. So you got 1, 2, 3. We got layers coming on our ears here. It just gets confusing when you're building up layers. It doesn't make sense sometimes. Okay, so this guy is going to go here, obviously. I think it's going to go here. So that means this is going to end, yeah, okay. That's what we're trying to figure out, layers. Multiple layers, one on top of the other. Okay, so there's that. Nothing goes there, so now we're working the other side. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. Right here on this side, right here, and then we're going to add a spot over there on that side. Okay. But it's just build up, build up, build up. And when this guy's done, he's really cool. The creepy part is putting in the eyeballs. The eyeballs are really creepy. I always thought that. Plus, they rotate in the eye socket, so I always thought that putting the eyeballs in the Yoda was the creepy part. 4 and 2 3s. I'm one of those old people that people hate because I forever think of myself as being young. I feel young, and I'm one of those people that will go out and do stuff and probably have a heart attack doing it. Okay, so do we want to go here? Is that what it's showing me? Yeah, that's where. Well, maybe we're not against there either. So we're going to line up with that. Okay, that's where we're at there. Excuse me while I have this discussion with myself so I make sure I'm doing this correctly. Luckily, I don't think what I'm doing, this is outer layers, so I don't think what I'm doing is going to connect into anything of, like you have to connect directly into anything. This might be like where the arm goes, where the hand goes in, because there is a spot where the hand will fit in there, if I remember how I did it the last time. Okay, so this is going to go over here. This is off of that, so you're just going to line up against there. But other than that, none of this I think is going to have any effect on what it connects to. Okay, so that went there. This is going to go here. Yeah, okay. Two left over, right? Yeah. There we go. Here again, I'll show it to you. Layer on top of layer on top of layer. All for Master Yoda. See, I haven't used my reading glasses yet. I thought I was going to have to use those today, and I just haven't had to use them. Okay, we need one of those. I need 2 double 2s. See, we're getting down there. Getting down the nitty gritty on this. But like I said, as soon as I finish here, take a 5-minute break, and then I'm going to bring the eggs back in here and take photos and video and stuff, and then get a good posting up on TikTok and Facebook, and you guys can check it out. Get a better look at the gingerbread house and everything the way I did it. Okay, moving right along. I can still hear the wind of change song in my head. Okay, so as we continue on our little quest, okay, this lines up with this. This goes over here. Somewhere along this guy comes in. Right here, right? I'm gonna bring him in here. So he's not gonna line up with that edge, he's lining up inside. Okay, so that's where he's going. So somewhere these things play some limiting rules here. So we're gonna come in with this one, like this. Right there. See, my little dog is really quiet today. I fed him before I did the show, before I came in here, so we didn't have to hear him hollering like he did last time when I was doing this. He's asleep. Okay, so that part's done, so let's go on to this. As we're rolling through this step, may have time to start one more step tonight. Ooh, excuse me. We're doing this. Okay, so there's two. I'm trying to figure out where we're at right now. Okay, so this is going to go here. Yeah. I'm talking to myself because I want to make sure I get this correct. Oh, three of those. Hello. Didn't see that. Okay, so then we're going to go on the other side here of this block I just put in. This is going to go right here. It's all about layering. Whoever figures these things out are geniuses. The ones that actually do the design on these, they're just geniuses. Okay. See, that's what we're doing. Again, just building and building and building it up. That step's done. Next. Master Yoda. Okay. So I need two of these. And one number 3 here. One of these. Nope, that's a big one. One of these. And a 4. I'll tell you, the parts are pretty good here because so far I found everything I need. That's a rarity with these things. So we're going to be covering up this hole now. This hole that's in the middle is going to be covered up now. So here we go. Again, I have to count everything in to just start to get the layers on here. Bugger. Okay, so we're looking at that. So this is going to 4. Is it the 4? The 4 is going to go in like right here, right? Looks like it. And then, got this guy over here. This is where it gets interesting. Oh, okay. So the 4 went right there. So the 6 is going next to the 4. Right in here. See? And then, this is lining up against here. At least that's what it looks like. And then this is lining up against here. We just sealed the hole. See, I thought that hole was for his arm to go through, but I guess not. Must be getting ahead of myself. This guy goes here. Okay, next step. We're almost out of step 5 here. The 2 2s. every single one. There we go. Okay, now where do we add this step? Wow. Okay, I'm assuming, you know what they say about assuming things. So I'm assuming this goes right here. Yeah. Okay. Dang, Yoda. Thinking that goes on the end. This is going to go here. Wow. Trying to figure this stuff out, I'll tell you. Okay, now we got the twos. So now we got a two that's going to go. That's a problem. Oh, maybe not. Is it balanced? No, now we got a problem. That one can go there, but this one is going there, and there's nothing to connect. Oh, maybe there is a connect. Oh, it did connect. That's what I get for washing stuff like that. Okay, next. So we're done with this. This step. Again, see? We sealed up the hole that was on the side there. And again, we're just building this thing up. This may be the end of the parts for this. We're really close to the end. Nope. Okay, we're going to be fitting these things together, I think. It's coming. At some point, it's going to fit together. Yeah. We're close. We're very close. So at some point, all this is going to fit together with that one. Remember the one we built earlier? That's going to fit together at some point. Okay, let's get the parts for this for this part. I need two of these. Two of these. Two of those. These single ones kill me, I tell you. Okay. All right. Let's see what we gotta do here. What detail are we doing now? All right. Let's figure out where we're at here. Here's this. Wow. There's that. Okay, this goes at the end of this. Just trying to figure out where the heck they go is the hard part on here. Okay, we're going to want to put one of these in here. Absolute insanity. Okay, so now we got a 2 we got to put in here too. So what did I do wrong? Okay, so this one's going to go. Here's this. Here's the 4 here. Okay, this one's going to go here. Make sure I got it right. There's the 6 coming across with that. Okay, this one's going to go there. And then we got a 2 that's going to come out of here, and that's going to go right next to that. Right? Yeah. And then we got the 6, which is going to go against here. And then the 2 on the other side of 6, which is going to go right on that edge. Okay, next. Again, more layers. Okay, so here we go. We're going to grab stuff now, supplies for this one. You got 1, you got 2 of these 3s. 1, 6. One of these. Jeez, okay, one of these. And 1, 2. We're close. We're really close to finishing this whole section up. Okay, so now, like I said, it gets complicated because the more layers you put on, the more complicated this gets to do a decent build and to figure out where the hell you're at. And right now I'm lost and I'm seeing parts that aren't here. Okay, put my back up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna want to, we're looking right here. Yikes. You get lost on this stuff. All the same color. Give me a minute, you guys. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out so I don't blow layers. Okay, this is the 3 here. So there's going to be a 2 right here. Oh, God, I'm right. Okay. There's a 2 right there, so that means we're putting a 6 right here. Then we're going to put a 3 right here. Then we'll put this guy right here. Right. Got a 3 right here off of him. Tell you, it's like, it's almost insane. Okay, right, level 3, we're going to put that there. And then this guy's going to go here, I think. Yeah. Alright, so that one went there. Almost there. Getting ready to put these things together, I tell you. Like this. The 2. Getting down the nitty gritty on these steps on this thing. Okay, so as we look at this, again, there's something on top of here. God, okay. So, I'm assuming that's the 3 I need. There's 2, 3, yeah. It doesn't look the same though. It doesn't look right at all. That does not look correct. This looks wrong in here. I'm going to go with it anyway. So here's this. Looks like this 3 is in the wrong spot. What the heck? I lined it up. Oh, I think the 2's in the wrong spot. Yeah, that 2 I put down is in the wrong spot. Better to learn it now, huh? Yeah, this has to be in the middle. That's why it's throwing me into the wrong spot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what's wrong. Okay, so here's the 3. We're going to be putting this up here. Where's this other 2? And this 2 is going to go over here. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we're going to connect all this. We've got to figure out how to connect it. So the question I have is, If it's sitting like this, which way does it connect? Looks like it connects just like that. And it did. Now when we put it on, we're going to find out whether it's going to, okay, because there should be 3, which there are, on this side here. Okay, so that's connected. So now we're going to finish the connections off here to make sure it stays together. So we just connected the stuff we were working on earlier, step 188. Oh, my back, hang on. Oh, I need a bit of chair in here. That's all there's to it. So the other part I had down there that I had done earlier, we just connected everything. So you can see how it's connected. So now we're going to make sure it stays connected. So we're going to grab some more parts. Right here, the last of the parts coming right at me. So we've got a long one, the shorter one. This is all we have left. It's frightening because I have an extra number. I have 2 extra singles and a dot. And 2 extra, yeah, 2 extra, okay. So, take the big one. This one here. Put this one here. And put it on. Goes over where the black is right here. But it looks like we got a problem. Do we? Is there a problem? No. Okay, looks like it might not. Okay. Okay, cool. Still looks like, okay. And then 3 is going to go right in the middle of this thing, which is irritating because I don't even know where the hell to put it. This is crazy. So it's going to go right here, right in here. Here's 4, here's 3, yeah. So it's showing me it's going to go right there. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and attach it, and then that's going to do it for the night. So timing is everything, right? Let's see where we're supposed to attach this thing. Bring it on it. So here's our frame. The first thing we built. And so this now is going to go on the side here and attach right here on the side. So which way does it go? First it has to stand up to attach. Okay. That'll be another problem. Okay, so I'm showing it this way. So it's going to attach. So here we go. Let's see if I can get it to attach. Look at that. We finished right at 9 o'clock. I'm going to have to give my back a rest before I do anything else tonight. Okay, so here we are here. Yoda's feet. Okay, just trying to figure out how it's going to work. It's got to come all the way over here to fit. Fairly high because it's got to be over his feet. Wow. Something like this, perhaps. Okay, I'm going to try and attach it. See if I can get it on there. And hopefully I'm in the right spot with it. I'm kind of low over here, so I don't know what's going on with this. So that's a problem where that's so low. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So something's wrong on this side. So either something's wrong on that side or, yeah, something's not attached right. So, got a problem. Okay, whatever. There's a major problem here. Excuse me for 1 second. This should all attach perfectly. That does look like it's taller though. So, okay, so maybe I can bring it up higher because something's not right here. This has to come down more. I think I'm too high. So let's, okay, I'm going to bring it down. It's got to match into this somehow. Wow. But I got a foot in the way here, so it may have some, it may be wrong. Something went wrong in the building. Yeah, something's wrong with the building of this, so I'm going to have to, wow. Yep, something went wrong. It's not matching. Of course the foot came off. I'm going to lay it this way. Something's wrong because it's not matching. We got problems here, and I don't know what to do with this. It should be right there is where it should match. And then I got an issue with the feet. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on this way. This is how it should be right here. It's on where it's supposed to be now. But there's a problem with the feet. And we do have an open spot on here that really shouldn't be there. But yeah, I'm going to have to work on his feet because there's an issue with his feet. With the feet on the side. That's where it should be though, right there. So there he is right there. This Yoda's cloak. Okay, well there's a problem with the feet and I'm going to have to figure that out. Because here's his arm. I can tell you right now. This is the back of his cloak right here. It should be the back of his cloak. Because this is where a hand comes out. Looks more like the front. That's his sleeve in the front. I'll have to look at my other one. But there is a problem with his feet. They're not quite fitting in here like they should. And I don't know what's up with that. Maybe this came down too low. I'm thinking that might come down too low. Because we can't have that there. Because the feet won't go on. If I have that there. Or maybe they will. Maybe it's just me, no. So this is something went wrong with the build. Stuff may have to push back further up. I'm going to have to make adjustments. So something definitely was wrong with the build. Because this shouldn't be down that low. It should all be fairly even around his feet here. So I'm going to have to take this up. These two pieces here, since they're decorative, it shouldn't really matter. Let's see, now that it's put together, let me see what I got going here. Maybe I can make the adjustments and not stress out this thing. Because that can push further back to bring it up. Just wonder what I have to do to line it up. Because it's going to have to line up for the feet. Let me look and see what's under here. See, this is what I mean with this stuff. It has to line up a certain way. That's one of the big pieces too. Or it's not going to work correctly. So that has to be further back. So, okay, let's see if I can't really do a quickie. But if I have a bunch of stuff that's attached to other stuff, it's not going to work. See, like this? Okay, you know what? This may not be that bad a deal. This may not be that bad. I could probably work around it. Because this really should be back here for the feet. But we're still going to have the same problem. Oh, no, we're not. See right here? That's where the feet stay on. So really, I just need to fix this area right in here somehow. So then it kind of goes like that. So by bringing it up, or even taking it down to about there, it would work. There we go. There we go, right there. Okay, now, I don't know what I took off, so we're going to have to fix this. That can go on the end where it belongs. And then these two, I don't know where these two go now, but we'll just go ahead and deal with that for now. It's not going to, hurt it because it is layered. Because he's layered, it's not going to really hurt him. So we can get away with that. I'll put that layer right there. So yeah, so that pretty much fixed it. Because it's layered, it's not going to really hurt it all that much. See if I can get this other foot on here. Yeah. Yeah, because it's layered, it's really not going to hurt it. Let me get the other foot on now. Let's replace the other toes. It's really not going to hurt it because it's layered. So I just kind of reset the layers. So we're going to put the foot back on. The other foot. There we go. See if I can get it to stand up. It may not stand up still. Yeah, it's got to wait for the back to come on there. So there you go. Because it's layered, I just shifted the layers around to fit it. So there you have it. It's not going to stand up yet on its own. But once we get the back part on, that'll put enough weight on it to make it stand up. So there you have it. That's what we built today. Just had to make a layer adjustment is all. I don't like this. I don't remember it falling over like that. Okay, so we'll do this again at some point when I get some extra time. And we'll put Yoda back together. Yeah, we'll just keep plugging away at Yoda. So hopefully, I've got this thing correctly put together. You never know. I'll have to go check my other one. But it looks like it's going up the way it's supposed to. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it a night. And then, like I said, it's not really a night because as soon as I get done here and move some stuff around, I'm going to take some photos of the gingerbread, the finished gingerbread house, and show you guys the Easter eggs as well with him. Yoda wants to share that, baby Yoda. And then I'll turn them into some video and stuff. You guys can get a closer view of the gingerbread house. So that's it for the build on Yoda today. So we're just gonna move him in here, put him down on the side, move the parts around on the side, so I can get ready to do the other part that I'm going to do tonight. And then the next time I have a free night, we'll continue the build. So, okay, guys, I want to thank you all for coming. And as I always like to say at the end of the show, if you like the show, share it with 5 people. If you hated the show, share it with 5 of your enemies for equal opportunity California Haunts Radio. Just looking to build ourselves up. Also, tomorrow I'll be back at 6:30 p.m. with Barb Shoop talking about her unique relationship with Bigfoot. So hopefully you guys are here for that, and look forward to talking with you. One last view of this gingerbread house before I shut everything down to take photos. You can check it out. So here we go. I'm gonna move it over for you. Let you take a look at it. I don't want to drop it or anything. That would make me mad. So I'll go ahead and shoot some photos of it after I'm off the air. Have a great evening, and see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. All right. Have a great time.